Here we are, stuck again. Here we are, where do we begin?
Yo, YouTube land. Hey guys, Sean here again with 618 Bushcraft. And ladies and gentlemen, the time has finally arrived. Finally, my first overnight by myself. And not only one, we're doing two. And I brought along not a small new piece of gear, but a fairly big new piece of gear to share with you guys. It's only half of the setup that I potentially have. We'll get to that, you'll understand what I mean. But of course I brought too much stuff. You'll see when I get my sleep system set up why I had to make two trips. And you know, it's going to be worth it. I'm going to be out here for 2 days. I want to try to get at least one good night's sleep while I'm out here. So stay tuned and you'll see what I mean about my sleep system. But until then, let's get to getting camp set up, and that'll bring us to the new piece of gear that I handed to you. Alright guys, this is the one Tigris iron wall hot tent. It is a sill nylon teepee style tent that has a spot where you can put a stove jack in and run a wood stove. And I did buy a wood stove. I got an unexpected bonus at work, and after reading so many reviews, it was really hard for me to stomach buying the one that I did. But it was unexpected bonus, and if I'm going to buy a wood stove and use it, I want it to last. And that was one of the things with cheap wood stoves. It just seems like it'll work, but not for very long. You know, you're eventually going to have to end up buying a new one because of rust and corrosion. Either way, I bought one. You'll see that eventually. My stove jack didn't come in. I decided to go off-brand instead of buying the one Tigris one because I was impatient, and that bit me in the butt because it didn't show up. It's lost. So now I got to get a different one, but that's okay. So I've never set this up before. It seems kind of simple, but still might take me a second because I'm an instructions guy. Even though it's a teepee style tent, should seem really simple. Still going to glance through the directions. So let's get to it. Andrew, found that bank line I told you that I thought I set with your stuff whenever I took down the one part of the sawhorse. I might use it. There you have it. I'm not gonna lie, it took a lot longer than it should have, and there was no instructions. Stupid me. Pretty self-explanatory, but you would think so. But I'm not gonna waste the time making a stake for a good guy line on this side. I think that should fix the little bit of slack I've got right here, but I'm not worried about it for tonight. I'll worry about it tomorrow. This took too long. I've got maybe 2.5 hours of sunlight left. So yeah, I gotta get some firewood if I want to eat the steak for dinner. But yeah, I'll watch a video tonight on how to, like, the proper way to put this together before I put a hot stove in, because obviously I wouldn't want this slack right here, because right here I would fold this up and then put the stove jack. The stove would run right down there, kind of inconvenient right by the door, but hey, I'm not gonna argue. But yeah, definitely want to get that all figured out before I put a stove in there. So yeah, let's move in. Okay guys, we're moved in. We're not unpacked, but we're moved in. Observations. Number one, I mainly convinced myself to spend the money to buy this, thinking that it'd be a way to get late and out into the woods during the winter when it's cold and not feel bad about her maybe getting a little chilly at night while she's sleeping. But the more that I look at this, I don't think you could fit too... I mean, I could fit Leighton in here with me right now, but you get a wood stove in here and there's just no way. I mean, obviously there's a lot of slack in here that I'm seeing. I gotta figure out exactly how to put it up right. But even then, even if I got the smaller stove, I could fit in here. Some gear could fit in here, but 2 people not gonna fit in here. So that kind of bums me out. Okay, so next step. My secret to my sleep system. What? You didn't think I came out here all by myself, did you? This is why you should try things out before you decide to bring them out to the woods and use them. I knew this thing was going to be a bear to get out here because I knew it was heavy, but I made 2 trips to do it. I'm going to finally have a good night's sleep in the woods. And boy, do I think I would have if it fit in the tent. That's why I decided to have this and sulk for a minute, but literally only for a minute because I got to get some firewood and get this thing. This thing's just going to sit out overnight. I appreciate you thinking of me when it went for sale, Buddy Squin, and maybe I'll use it one day if I need to find a spot for 8 small children to sleep. All right. Let's get some firewood. Alright guys, got a little bit of wood sawed up. Should be enough to get dinner cooked. So I'm just doing a steak, no sides, just caveman in it. So just a steak, should be enough coals to cook the steak on top of it. And maybe sit around for a little bit with a little bit of warmth. Either way, we'll figure that out. I can always go around with my headlamp and break twigs and stuff off to keep the fire going for a little bit, if I so choose. The old Grand's Force Brooks Scandinavian axe. Hadn't used it in a while, so I brought on the Condor bush lower. Oh man, that's just chunking apart. A, I need to practice my feather sticking, but B, you just saw that chunk right there just disintegrated. Like I said, I need practice with feather sticking, but I can definitely say I was doing better with my Kephart. This knife had a roll on the edge first time I used it, and thought I got it out pretty well. I didn't strop this though. No, I think I did not strop it. Alright, well, that'll just have to work. All these little shavings here. Got some fat wood ready to go. Should be quick and simple. Everything staged up, ready to burn, but it's just not quite dark enough yet. It is definitely getting cold. Overnight low predicted to be 37 degrees. Whoa, fire kit. Smell that fat wood. Where did I put my beer? Oh no. Oh no. In my pocket. In my pocket. Okay, folks. Yeah, let these coals burn down a little more, but we're getting there. It shouldn't take too many coals just to cook one steak. Not gonna lie, the only time I've had a steak cooked right over the coals, buddy Brandon did it. So, not that hard though. You just gotta have a good bit of coals. Like I said, no sides, straight caveman it. Gonna go with the Joe Rogan diet tonight. The steak. I guess while we're doing this, I could tell you guys the main purpose in the trip. A, I just wanted to get out into the woods. And B, I figured I've got a few plans, and one of which you might have seen the trailer for. So I got to do a little recon. And I figured while I'm out here, test out the TP without the stove, unfortunately. Just think I'm going to send it back and get the small one, now that I actually put the tip together. But while I'm out here doing my recon, figure mix in a little squirrel hunt. If I get lucky and get a squirrel, I brought a onion to add a little bit of flavor to it. It smells like something on me is burning. It smells like something clean, like laundry. Weird. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little recon and then just a little squirrel hunt, and hopefully along my ventures tomorrow, I'm gonna go check out the 2 times that I was in this area, and way to the east, there's a drain off. And the 2 times I was back there, there was steady water flowing out of this culvert coming out of the ground. And I know in this area is a spring. So, with any luck, maybe we'll be able to walk back there and see it running yet another day. And check it again on Sunday, see if it's running. And if anything, it's kind of a walk, but it'd be a fresh water source. I figured out what might be the smell. Whatever is in this pocket. Oh, my power bricks. It kind of creeped me out for a second. Forgot it was there. It's black, or it's like a dark green, so you just kind of glance over and you don't see it. And I heard the salt, a little wavy. This is a woods ghost. Alright, guys. I'm not going to sit here and ramble forever, because you guys are just going to skip through that part anyway. So I'm just going to sit here and sip my beer, work on these coals, and I suppose I will get back at you when it is time to put the steak on. That legit is steam coming out of my boots, ladies and gentlemen. I knew my feet were hot, but woo-wee! Okay, in lieu of just not knowing if I'm going to be able to have enough coals to cook and keep a fire if I scrape them away, I brought ye olde cast iron skillet for breakfast tomorrow, but I'm going to use it tonight. But the problem is, that's a big old steak. That is a big old steak. And that's only an 8-inch skillet. Here we go. Okay, so normally I do ribeyes, but the store that I went to only had packages of 2 on ribeyes and strips. The only things they had that were not packages of 2 were porterhouse. So that's what we've got, and this thing is massive. First, we're going to put some butter, a little bit of butter in the cast iron. I'm now realizing that this knife has some Firewood residue on there, so I don't know if I want to cut my stick with it or not. Uh-oh! On fire! On fire! That happened. Alright, everything's going to crap on me here. Gotta resituate some things on the fly. On the fly. Oh man, that knife is close to my face. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna have to do is cut some of this off. Oh, come on. Cooperate with me, P-house. Almost got it. Alright, that's still a hunkin' piece of steak to put in this little bitty skillet. Oh well. Alright, keeping it simple. Salt, pepper, the way steak should be. Salt. Whoa, don't drop it. Generous on the salt when it comes to steaks. Always. Yep. In the pot. Way too big. Probably should have just cut that bone off completely. Yeah, I should have. Oh well, it'll cook. While we're at it, we'll just go ahead and do this piece. Alright, if there's anybody even out there watching and listening at this point, give me some ideas. Give me some ideas of what I should cook over the fire. This trip was actually kind of impromptu. I was going to do it, changed my mind about doing it, and then changed my mind again to do it. So I just got steak for tonight and something super, super, super easy tomorrow. Nothing fancy tomorrow. Alright, where's the salt go? salt. What I think I might do actually, since my fire's kind of falling apart in the process of me doing this. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I was just gonna throw it on the coals, but I'm not gonna do that. Just beef. I could eat that raw if I wanted to, and probably be okay. Just in case, a little deer and get her off there. So these pants that I always wear, they're Duluth. Well, actually, they're Alaskan hard gear, like the Turnigan, or I can't remember what they were called. They're expensive, super expensive, and I waited and waited and waited until I found them on sale. Still expensive on sale. I think they were still $70 on sale, and I put them on today. This pocket over here has totally ripped from the pants material itself. Well, not totally, like it feels like there's a secondary pocket. Like the back side of the pocket closer to your buttocks is intact, but the thigh part, it's separated. So it's like, you know, like a pair of bibs where I can reach in this first pocket and feel my thermal underwear, and then the actual pocket itself. Very disappointed, very disappointed. I haven't worn these things that much, and for what they charge for them and what they bragged about them, not impressed at all. And this pocket's actually starting to do it. See? Well, you can't see, but it's right here. Look at this. Just finger right in there. All right, got my utensils in my inside pockets here. My little $1 Dollar Tree tongs. Super excited about these little flimsy things. They fit in my GI mess kit. Gotta glove it. Oh, that flung steak do something to my eye. I'm not kidding you. Wow. Direct shot. Reposition this fire here. And up here. That'll keep us going for a little while. Separate that. Hopefully this will fit right there, nice. Boom! Let's get in on this action. Oh yeah. I think that, yeah, that guy right there, the one that should have been cooked in the skillet, I think that's gonna go right on the coals maybe. Oh, it's like that. Nah, right in the skillet. I'm gonna get this fire built back up and burn off the rest of this wood before I go to bed. We're going to go for it, folks. We're going to go for it. Ba-boom! Cook that one on the fire, setting that right there. So then I could transfer the big dog over to the coals. Oh yeah, baby. Okay guys, here, if I can get my knife, I will, we're going to to try the piece that was straight on the coals first. Just a small piece here. We're going to put that at this lighting. Probably medium well. She's well done. Right on the verge of well done. Really should have brought my bottle of hot sauce. Alright, let's try this big boy. This one was cast iron slash finished on coals. About the same. Dang it! Overcooked. Overcooked the steak. Oh well. I'm gonna put some butter on top. Get that all butter and beef juice. Something to dip this in. Alright, I'm gonna eat and I'll get back with you after. Alright, well, fire's dying down and I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna drink my last allotted beer for the evening and keep listening to some music and then crawl into the tent and probably read a little bit of the book that I brought that I stopped reading, gosh, probably 4 months ago, and I got halfway through, stopped. And I was going to start the Matthew McConaughey book, but I figured I should probably go ahead and finish this one because it had my interest. It's very well written and very positive and very inspiring. So yeah, I'll read that a little bit and get a subpar night's sleep and wake up and do it again in the morning. Speaking of music, COVID ruined what was going to be probably the best music weekend of my life thus far. Brooks and Dunn finally going back on tour, was supposed to, and they were going to play on a Friday in St. Louis. And that next day, Saturday, my favorite band, The Devil Makes Three, who does not come to St. Louis very often, was going to be playing. And playing in a venue where it is very good to have a great view of the show. And yeah, you know, that was supposed to be in May. And thanks, COVID. So yeah, music suggestions. I like almost any. Well, I don't like really heavy metal or really hard rock, but anything other than that, I like it. And I like people I've never heard of, so I'm open to suggestions. Alright, yeah. I don't have the fan base to just ramble and everybody watch like some people do, so long. Oh gosh, it's so bright. Good morning. It's almost 5:30. I went to sleep about, well, I tried to go to sleep about 9:30. Terrible. For one, I just give up on being able to sleep good on the ground. I'm a side sleeper. I envy back sleepers in times like this. I think that would have helped me out a lot if I could sleep on my back, but I just can't do it. And on top of that, let me show you here. Here's my biggest problem. See this? If this thing was big enough to get a good wrap around me, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's not. So I'm not going to say I froze, but most of the night, my upper half was not very comfortable. A little cold. There's wind blowing through this tent at the bottom. Here's my breakdown for the night. I think it broke me because I think I'm just gonna go home instead of stay second day, because it's supposed to be 10 degrees colder tonight, and I totally overestimated this system's abilities. So yeah, I might go home. It's supposed to rain from like 8 to 11. That doesn't bother me. I brought a rain suit and stuff. Listen, I'm not making money off of this YouTube stuff. I'm not trying to make money off of it. It's all for fun. And last night was not that fun. Now, if the weather was going to be just like last night, I'd probably stay and know that I got through it and maybe try a different layering here, but I ain't getting paid, so I ain't gonna be miserable. And I think I might send this tent back too, honestly. I bought it because it said it would be big enough for 2 people and a stove, and I mean, you could probably do it, but I'm just worried about, yeah, I don't know. I think the tent's being sent back. Just do that, and if I bring Leighton out here in the winter, well, obviously don't try to give her a rinky-dink system. I'd never do that to my baby girl. She's going to have at least a 0-degree sleeping bag and a small tent for body heat, and after that, yeah, I think we'll be good. Alright, I'm going to stop rambling at I think 30 minutes until it starts to get daylight. And then from then, I've got 2 hours before the rain. Well, realize I'm gonna have another little dilemma. I decided, yeah, I am just gonna go home. But my floor in here is obviously natural, all natural flooring, which means it's wet. So, how the hell am I going to roll up my bedroll? Ugh. It's not a 618 bushcraft video till there's a train, right? And see, I even tried spreading everything I brought with me out along the, well, it's starting to pack up a little, but yeah, I was trying to block the wind. I was trying. In theory, this tent seems like a really cool idea, but I just don't know. Alright, sorry guys, I got in a hurry trying to get stuff packed up before the rain came in, and it's a good thing I did, because the rain showed up about 15 minutes sooner than it was supposed to, so it's a good thing I just hurried up and got her all packed and got out of there. I learned my lesson. Until I can get a bigger wool blanket, which isn't going to be this winter because they're expensive. It's sleeping bag time. It's sleeping bag season. So I got to remember that and put the old wool blanket away for a little bit. And I will be using my sleeping bag very, very soon in a new one. I went overkill with my new sleeping bag, but I'll explain in that video. So yeah, I drove home in the rain. Now I'm up in my quote-unquote neck of the woods. I live an hour away from where I camp, and the roads look really wet up here, but it's not raining, so I don't know. Again, rain wasn't the reason why I wasn't going to stay in the woods. I was just going to be miserable tonight. I'm not getting paid by YouTube, so I'm not going to be miserable. I packed up shop, and I'll try her again next time. But until that next time, I'm gonna go home and take a good at least 3-hour nap on my comfortable couch or in my nice warm cozy bed, and then I'm gonna start the return on the iron wall tent. I don't want to say I wasn't impressed, because I like the idea of a teepee style tent, but not for a hot stove, and that was the only reason why I bought that. I don't know, not that tent anyway. So yeah, that'll do it for this one. Sorry guys, I thought it was gonna be an epic video where I did my first overnight and it'd be 2 overnights, but no, it was just one. And it wasn't much of a video because I got out there kind of late. It was impromptu. I had to pack my bag yesterday morning and all that good stuff, but oh well, we'll do her again very soon. But until then, YouTube land, remember, it's not called the great outdoors for no reason. Bye guys.